Hey guys, how you holding up? I'm trying to use that voice where, someone tried really hard but it just didn't really work out, like a waiter watching someone whose date didn't show up. I mean, you can only watch them eat so much bread. Well, the Lions fall short against the Chiefs in a heartbreaking 34-30 loss that left Detroit fans' hearts bleeding with ketchup. First things first, that game was Detroit's to lose. There was some hope, and that was quickly extinguished by some costly turnovers and a deadly Mahomes final drive.
Hey, not all of Mozart's paintings were perfect. Huh?
And a game so wild, that's probably the only thing that made any sense at all. Well, where to begin? Probably at the forefront for many Lions fans are all the calls. It was a mixture between Detroit versus everybody and Detroit versus Detroit. These calls, or non-calls rather, drew up painful memories for Lions fans, like an ex that just won't go away.
It's really good to see you, Ron.
You've aged horribly.
Let's start with this. Just after the half, second and goal from the 5, Stafford slings it to Kenny Golladay for the touchdown, but it was overturned. Golladay didn't complete the process of the catch. The process of the catch. Where have I heard that before? Oh, yeah, that's right, I remember. Then how about when linebacker Anthony Hitchens wasn't called for, anything on this? Hitchens. Where have I heard that one before? Oh, that's right. The same guy who was at first called for pass interference on Brandon Pettigrew in the 2014 playoffs against the Cowboys, but then the flag was picked up. The Lions would punt on 4th, leaving the Cowboys to drive 59 yards for a touchdown, winning 24-20. It was later reported that the flag was overruled because contact was minimal. When Patricia was asked why he didn't challenge this time, he said he didn't see anything that significantly hindered Kerryon Johnson. Either way, Hitchens doesn't scare Stafford.
One tackle and another. Stafford leans down with the shoulder and the crowd loves it.
Solid segue into the next part of this video. Matthew Stafford is frankly a badass. He was questionable Sunday with a hip injury, but started his 132nd consecutive game and played all 4 quarters. It's an injury he doesn't want to talk about. When asked if he wants to go into details,
No.
Fair enough. It didn't stop him from slinging the ball 291 yards for 3 touchdowns and rushing 18. He's tough and clearly refused to give up throughout this game.
And he had an injured hip. He was questionable.
Tough as hell.
He's always been tough physically, and he was threading the needle.
But then there was Detroit versus Detroit. There was, of course, the fumble. Probably don't need to be reminded, but the Lions fumbled at the goal line. Chiefs got a 100-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. Yeah, you probably remember. And during that drive, 4th and 8, game could have ended right there, but then there's that defensive breakdown. The Lions rush 3 guys, 8 back in coverage, but then there's some sort of a miscommunication perhaps. Both Christian Jones and Tavon Wilson go after Darrell Williams, leaving the field wide open for Mahomes to zoom 15 yards for the first down. Despite that truly remarkable performance by the Lions defense that was out there attacking balls like Draymond Green, Detroit's getting its money's worth in offseason signings with game-changing performances from Justin Coleman and Trey Flowers. Even Deion Sanders had good things to say.
I got to take my hat off for them and let you know, guys, baby, you didn't win the game, but let me tell you something, you guys flat out balled.
But remember, while ball punching may have been really prevalent this game, Kenny Golladay told Good Morning Football back in July that Patricia emphasizes these types of drills.
Patricia set the tone, he said offense, defense, this is what we're going to do, tackling, turnover. And that's really just buying into what he's telling us to do. We literally go over drills like that, punching the ball out, stripping the ball.
And in all the madness like 5 fumbles in the 3rd quarter or 4 lead changes in the 2nd half, don't forget that Kerryon Johnson rushed for 100 yards for the 3rd time in his career. The first was against the Patriots last season, Week 3, 16 carries for 101 yards. Second time was Week 7 against the Dolphins, 19 carries for 158 yards. And on Sunday, 26 carries for 125 yards. The Lions exploited the Chiefs' weakness, and after facing Detroit, Kansas City is still the team allowing the most yards per carry at 5.9. Hell of a game. And the takeaway from all this, the Lions are for real. Don't write them off. And with that, this has been the Rowe Report. I'm Kelly Rowe. Thanks for watching.